was one person who touched me because she said, I didn't have anything drastic going on in my life, like a divorce, and I didn't have any illness like the woman with breast cancer. She said, I've just had so much anger in my life. And she said, I've just been so angry and so stressed out. And this is what's been happening to a lot of us. And we know that when we have uncertain times like this, obviously, none of us were given a manual. How do you deal with that? And we're being triggered left, right, and center. And so what is happening is these external stresses, we think that's what's causing us to feel the way we do. But actually, because of what I know about the journey and how we heal, and also about what science has learned, actually, those issues were already stored inside of you. The anger, the sadness, the helplessness, the hopelessness, feeling out of control, the feeling worthless, they're already inside of you. And what this being completely out of our comfort zone has done is it's pushed our buttons. And so up to the surface is coming these buried issues that we didn't even know were buried there. When we were at the peak of some strong experience, we shut down. That biochemistry was released and it went to the cell receptors and stayed stored there. And that programming was passed on from one cell generation to the next cell generation. And it's been living inside of us all this time. And this woman at the Ministry for Education, she was saying that she just had so much anger. She was just pissed off, permanently pissed off all the time. And she said, Brandon, I've been walking these ministry halls for 18 years. And I'd gotten to a point where I've just been so stressed out. I have 8 children, and of course they're trying to replace those lost during the Holocaust. And she said, I come in early, I'm working all day here, I'm stressed out to the max. I got to a point where I don't even look at people anymore. I don't even shalom, which means peace. It's their greeting that they say to each other. I get to a committee meeting and all I do is I argue with people all the time. And then we make another committee meeting so that I can argue some more. And she said, I'd get home and I'd have to go shopping, get the shopping in, the food in, make my meal for my husband and our 8 kids together. And of course, with 8 children of all different ages, they're all of them late for dinner, and I'm watching myself having cooked this food. It's gone hot from hot to cold. And she said, I'm just shouting the whole time during dinner that they've come late for dinner again and the food is cold. And she said, and all I could do was wake up to another day of stress. And as I listened to her and as I'm hearing myself talk now, I think a lot of us feel like this, that it's yet another day of living in the unknown, another day of stress. And she said, I'd just come to a place where I began to hate myself for all this anger and stress, and I hated my life. And she said, the first time I did my journey process, I managed to get to the emotional root cause of what had co-created my surface stress and anger. And she said, I cleared it out at such a deep level that I came out of that process and I felt in such a deep place of peace. And of course, I got home that night and my children were, of course, late for dinner again. And I thought, what have I been so angry about in the past? Who cares if their food is cold? It's still healthy. It's still nutritious. And for the first time, I wasn't shouting through dinner. And at the end of dinner, my little one, my 8-year-old, she said to me, Mommy, where did all the anger go? And she said, I got to work the next day and we went into the committee meeting. And as I looked at people in the eyes, their eyes were shining. And they'd all done their journey processes. I got to tell you something, we got more done in that committee meeting than we had gotten done in the last 10 committee meetings. No one was fighting with anyone anymore. The reason I love her story is because we're all human beings. It doesn't matter what kind of spiritual path we're on. We've all got these emotional issues stored inside of us. And one of the things that is always a recommendation during the holiday season that we put all of our grudges behind us and we open our hearts to forgiveness.